Alpha Omega World Peace Economic Development Mars Hall Program, H World Pentagon United Nations Military Government. April 20, 2011. His Excellency Honorable Benigno S.C. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines, Malacanang Palace, Metro Manila, Philippine Island. Reference: New World Legal Order Resolution adopted on October 4, 1982. Honorable President B. Aquino. I'm Sultan Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilano Taguian, writing in behalf of Alpha Omega Global Marshall Plan Program. Pursuant to the United Nations Charter, Resolution 108 and 109, and under the authority of Resolutions number 93 LV adopted by the Trusteeship Council Convention in accordance with Article 55 providing for the establishment of the ECOSOC 2005 Economic Project. The Alpha Omega World Peace Community Development Program, of which I'm chairman, has been designated as of the 5 co-equal commissioners along with UNIDO, UNCTAD, WHO and UNHCR for the purpose of implementing the World Peace Marshall Plan. Wishing to carry out the instructions to finance the ECOSOC 2005, based on the approved plan, stated in Resolutions number 93 LV Article 55, 57, 63, adopted under Resolution number 344230 of 1979. I hereby write to express Alpha Omega Global Mars Hall Plan's readiness to assist in whatever capacity it can, in order to carry out the spirit and intent of the said resolutions. Anticipating that we will have the opportunity to meet with you and/or designated representatives from the above commissions at the earliest possible time in view of the critical humanitarian condition, I close with assurance of my highest personal esteem. Respectfully yours, signed Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilano Taguian, Chairman, Alpha Omega Marshall Plan Program. Roger Pillar Building, 5th Avenue, in front of St. Patrick Church, New York, USA, V. Taguian, at gmail.com/phil.american2@gmail.com/rrevelosa@yahoo.com, UN Office 6th floor, United Nation Plaza, United Nation Building, New York City. Telephone 718 304 6954, 718 392 7254, /51 Benefit Street, Xis Village, Project 8, Quezon City. Alpha Omega World Peace Economic Development Mars Hall Program, H World Pentagon United Nations Military Government, Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. July 26, 2011. His Excellency President Benigno S. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines. Through Honorable Armando M. Tatanco Jr., Chairman, Monetary Board and Governor, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Subject: implementation of the National Economic Development Infrastructure Program of the Philippines. Dear Mr. President, greeting and grace through our Lord Jesus Christ. The Alpha Omega Global Marshall Plan through the legacy of Taguian, Tilano, Cruzan, Villamor, Diaz, Boquiat, Marcos Movement for Better World Global Trust Foundation and the Universal Queen of Queen Foundation Incorporated, Custodian Asset Owner TVMLSM 666, is an international enterprise to provide humanitarian economic development assistance to various countries all over the world. In view thereof, please be informed that we have a special trust deposit account in the Philippine National Bank as Trust Asset Deposit with reconfirmation of custodial safekeeping receipts from account code TVM, LSM, 666, ABL, 777, AAA, MCD, Gold Platinum, Trust Account Code, MCCD Trust Account Number 50, 23, 40, 71. Amounting to $930 billion, maturity dated 2005, Certificate of Depositor in Trust Deposit dated October 14, 1983 with transaction code MCDRRR 60, 23, 40, 71, Special Trust Deposit Custodial Safekeeping. Receipts. Reconfirmation of custodial safekeeping receipts as integral part from the original SKR login Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas copies attached. Further, we are sharing an amount of $200 billion from the special trust deposit that will go to the Filipino people, and will be implemented by way of national economic development and massive infrastructure programs. This will initially support projects already in the pipeline for implementation of the government covering 2011 and 2012 like housing projects etc. Said project will cover all aspects of development such as, but unlimited to environmental, economic, educational, infrastructure, health, security, industry, banking, technology and social services. Utmost cooperation in the approach of handling the fund and all necessary safeguards, controls, accounting and appropriate disbursement protocol under the law, should be strictly complied with. Your favorable assistance and prompt action will help us in assisting our development initiatives in our humanitarian global economic development infrastructure Marshall Program. May God's guidance be with us all. Respectfully yours. Signed. Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Talanotagian, account holder and official signatory, account number, TVMLSM 666, U.S. Treasury ID number IC 608, 47/Global Funder, Trilateral number 54, 32, 11, 01, 10/Titular Decree number 010-22-74OA. Member of the International Security of United Nations, World Chairman LSM Alpha Omega World Peace Economic Development Program. Conform. His Excellency President Benigno S. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines. Armando M. Tatanco Jr., Chairman, Monetary Board and Governor, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Alpha Omega World Peace Economic Development Marshall Program, H World Pentagon United Nations Military Government. The Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated, 51 Benefit Street GSIS Village Project 8 Quezon City. 28 October 2011. To His Excellency Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines. Through Attorney Herminio C. Bagro III, Chief of Staff, Presidential Management Staff, Office of the President. Re-implementation of stimulus funds and/or trade incentive Asalvi Rin guarantee from My Gold AU backup from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to the Monetary Authority to print Philippine pesos. Dear President, God bless you in the name of the Lord. Further and again, we urge your attention to several letters, made for you in connection to the above subject. In reference to those letters dated November 12, 2010/November 30th, 2010 and January 14th, 2011/February 4th, 2011, attention to the Governor of the Bangko Sentral, ng Pilipinas. We serve this final request for you to act your part in implementing this program. May we remind you that your approval will facilitate the easy implementation and pave the way for its commencement, in full cooperation with designated account holder/heir and official signatory, Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilanote Guillen. Please review those letters again, together with all attachments, and without undue delay, kindly signify your conformity thereto. Ever be mindful of the immensity of this undertaking whereby you responsibility and authority is enjoined in this Herculean task. The scope no doubts is mind-boggling. However, we have assured and provided you with all the required documents beforehand in order for you to appreciate the wholeness of its implications. 45 West 47th Street 3rd floor New York 10036. Telephone 718 304 6954/718 392 7254. Email alpaormagotvm@gmail.com, philamerican2@gmail.com, vitaguillen@gmail.com, Skype tvm.lsm.777. Page 2. Kindly therefore set a specific date of appointment for us to meet, and finally get this underway with the presence of your staff. Most respectfully, South, from our counterpart of World Call team of partners, leaders, advisors, trustees, mentors in the persons of the following. 1. Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilanote Guillen. 2. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. 3. Former U.S. President William J. Clinton. 4. Former U.S. George W. Bush Jr. 5. Former UK President Tony Blair. 6. Former Russian President Alexander B. Gorbachev. Our pillar leaders for the Trust of Alpha Omega World Peace Economic Development Marshall Program will be honored to sign this pact in agreement for the furtherance of this cause. Respectfully yours. Signed. Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilanote Guillen, successor heir/owner/signatory TVMLSM 666. Alpha Omega World Chairman. Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, United Nations Pentagon H World Military Government. December 8, 2012. To His Excellency, Benigno C. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines. Through the Supreme Court and Bank. Dear Sirs, greetings and grace be with us through our Lord Jesus Christ. We are now in the initial stages of implementing the Alpha Omega World Economic Development Marshall Program. As such, you are hereby served this notification to observe your roles and adhere to guidelines and instructions we earlier relayed to you. Reference letters received by yourselves on November 18, 2011, December 20, 2011, and February 22, 2012 to letters in a total of 4 letters which we presume you have viewed and completely understood. On the subject of the US $200 billion have committed to share with the Filipino people under strict auspices of your disbursement, we now give further instruction on its breakdowns as follows. A. 10% of US $200 billion for the Supreme Court, Judicial Development Fund JDF. B. 45% of US dollars. 200 billion for the National Treasury held on escrow under presidential authority for its disbursement for national economic development and massive infrastructure programs. This fund is to be handled with utmost care with all attendant safeguards, controls, accounting and disbursement protocol under the law, should be complied with. See 45% of US dollars 200 billion for our account under the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. Now, I, His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, Tolano, Tajian, the owner of all flat and trust account all over the world, having manifested my identity and authority, and having expressed all justifications for the sole and final ownership of these funds, do hereby declare these funds open and ready for disbursement. Your cooperation in earnest is sought for this implementation. I remain, Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program, United Nations Pentagon H World Military Government, and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated, International Bureau of Central Interpol. United Nations Plaza, New York, New York 10017 USA/Rockefeller Plaza Building, 5th Avenue, New York 10020 USA. Bonnie North, Eritor, Nueva Vizcaya, Philippines. P.O. Box number 148 Lapu-Lapu City, Philippines. Email address vitaguian@gmail.com. /tvmtolano@gmail.com /Alpha Omega World Mars Hall@gmail.com. September 20th, 2014. His Excellency, Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III, President of the Philippines, New Executive Building, Malacanang Palace Compound, JP Laurel Street, San Miguel, Manila, Philippines. Telephone numbers, area code 02-564-1451280, 736 1010F. 735 8005. Subject: implementation of the National Economic Development Infrastructure Program of the Philippines. Dear Mr. President, greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I, the undersigned Chief Operating Officer of Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, and mandated trustee of His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tolano Tajian IV, through the legacy of Taguian, Tolano, Cruzan, Villamor, Diaz, Boquia, Marcus, Movement for Better World Global Trust Foundation and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated, Custodian Asset Owner TVMLSM 666, is an international enterprise to provide humanitarian economic development assistance to various countries all over the world. In view thereof, please be informed that we have a special trust deposit account in the Philippine National Bankers Trust Asset Deposit with reconfirmation of custodial safekeeping receipts from account code TVM, LSM, 666, ABL, 777, AAA, MCD, Gold Platinum, Trust Account Code, MCCD Trust Account Number 50, 23, 40, 71. Amounting to $930 billion, maturity dated 2005, certifies of depositor in trust deposit dated October 14, 1983 with transaction code NCDRRR 60 23 40 71, special trust deposit custodial safekeeping. Receipts. Reconfirmation of custodial safekeeping receipts as integral part from the original SKR Login Banco Central ng Pilipinas copies attached. Further, we are sharing an amount of $200 billion from the special trust deposit that will go to the Filipino people, and will be implemented by way of national economic development and massive infrastructure programs. This will initially support projects already in the pipeline for implementation of the government covering 2011, 2012 like housing projects etc. Said project will cover all aspects of development such as, but unlimited to environmental, economic, educational, infrastructure, health, security, banking, technology and social services. Nevertheless, a letter sent to President Benigno S. Aquino III, dated December 20, 2011, November 12, 2010, November 30, 2010, January 14, 2011, February 4, 2011, April 20, 2011, October 28, 2011 but unfortunately, until now we didn't received any response from the office of the president, which was supposed to be intended for humanitarian and national economic infrastructure programs for the benefit of the Filipino people, and to the Republic of the Philippines. Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program and the Universal Queen of Queen Foundation Incorporated is ready, willing and able to address and implement the Global Economic Development Mars Hall Program. For your information and appreciation. Thank you. Respectfully yours, Mr. Robert R. Lachica, COO mandated trustee of TVMLSM 666. Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. Conform. Signed. His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tillanota GN the 4th sole signatory, successor heir of OCTT-01-4, TCTT 408, T498, codename TVMLSM 666, U.S. Treasury ID, IC 60, 847, 9, Titular Decree Number 010227408, Global Funder Trilateral Number 543, 211, 0110, Federal Reserve System ID Number C608, 479, Co-Chairman, the Committee of 300. United Nations, 7th Star Governor General. Member, G20, 23H World LSM Alpha Omega, Member of the Board, Trilateral Commission, Chairman, El Banco Español de Filipino de Esabel Segundo, World Chairman, Alpha Omega Global Mars Hall Program, Member, the International Security Council of United Nations. September 20, 2014. His Excellency, Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III, President of the Philippines, New Executive Building, Malacanang Palace Compound, JP Laurel Street, San Miguel, Manila, Philippines. Telephone numbers 02564 1451 to 80 736 1010 F 735 8005. Subject: New World Legal Order Resolution adopted on October 4, 1982. Dear Mr. President, greetings and grace through our Lord Jesus Christ. I, Prince Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tilano Gian IV, am writing in behalf of the Alpha Omega Global Marshall Plan Program. Pursuant to the United Nations Charter, Resolution 108 and 109, and under the authority of Resolutions number 93 LV adopted by the Trusteeship Council Convention in accordance with Article 55 providing for the establishment of the ECOSOC 2005 Economic Project. The Alpha Omega World Peace Community Development Program, of which I'm chairman, has been designated as of the 5 co-equal commissioners along with UNIDO, UNCTAD, WHO, UN, and UNHCR for the purpose of implementing the World Peace Marshall Program. Wishing to carry out the instructions to finance the ECOSOC 2005, based on the approved plan, stated in resolutions number 3442-30 of 1979, I hereby write to express Alpha Omega Global Marshall Plan's readiness to assist in whatever capacity it can do to carry out the spirit and intent of the said resolutions. Anticipating that we will have the opportunity to meet, I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and/or designated representatives from the above commissions at the U.S. Embassy at the earliest possible time in view of the humanitarian condition. I close with assurance of my highest personal esteem. Please feel free to contact me anytime using these numbers: telephone number 02 Globe, and Smart. Respectfully yours, His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tilano Gian IV, World Chairman / United Nations 7-star Governor General, Alpha Omega World Marshall Plan Program and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. October 25, 2014. To His Excellency, Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines. Attorney Leila M.D. Lima, Department of Justice Secretary. Chief Justice, Associate Justices, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Senate of the Philippines. House of Representatives. Armando M. Tatanco, Governor, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Security and Exchange Commission. City Mayors. Subject: the implementation of the New World Marshall Program. Honorable Gentlemen, greetings and grace in our Lord Jesus Christ. This is in reference to a letter sent to His Excellency President Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III dated December 20, 2011 / November 12, 2010 / November 30, 2010 / January 14, 2011 / February 4, 2011 / April 20, 2011 / October 28, 2011 / October 3, 2014, and to all senators dated February 6, 2013 concerning the National Economic Development and Infrastructure Program, and New World Legal Order Resolution adopted on October 4, 1982. In relation to this, I would like to bring your attention to some important aspects about the program. First, the Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, a legacy of the Tigran, Tilano, Cruzan, Villamor, Diaz, Blokia, Marcus Movement for a Better World global program aims to provide economic humanitarian development assistance to the Philippines and various countries all over the world. To support the program, the organization has several special trust deposits and flat accounts globally in which the authorized signatory and sole successor/heir owner is His Excellency Her Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tilano Gian. I've coded TVMLSM 666. Second, that in the bilateral Mansfield Breakthrough Successor Agreement, matured in the year 2005 with 5 years moratorium, and in accordance to Republic Act Number 26, Section 4, the 50-50-year Gold Reserve Trust deposit will only be withdrawn by the last successor/heir of the King of Recognized Asset Nation K.O.R.AN, Her Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus with Titular Decree 01-0-22-740A. Kingfisher Farnest Harbor King, in ABA 777 AAMCDWVMCCD, Philanthropist, 7th White Stallion Est. GDC 1C2C19C-21-777. El Banco Español Filipino Diesel II, sole successor heir. Owner of Hacienda Filipina, archipelago covered by original certificate of title OCTT 01-4 and TCTT 408 and T498. Third, that the accounts bankrolled by K.O.R.AN to various central banks worldwide including our own Banco Central ng Pilipinas has already matured, and must be renewed. In relation to this, please be advised that the gold reserve at the vault of our own central bank, which amounts to 400,000 metric tons AU backup of the Philippine currency, cannot be used as backup or sovereign guarantee of loan guarantee without prior agreement with the Regulatory Commission and Bureau's antitrust violation of monetary system of Central Bank of Central Banks rules. Furthermore, instruction is hereby given concerning interest on deposited quantity of this 400,000 metric tons 400,000 metal gold AU with the El Banco Español Filipino Diesel Segundo, El Banco Español Offshore Capital, now the Banco Central ng Pilipinas with SKR number AB 51-263 with details as follows. 1950 to 1974/1% interest, 1975 to 2012/5% interest. Total aggregate interest estimated at $77 billion, more or less, is now to be distributed accordingly: A 70% for Economic Development Infrastructure and Social Welfare Administration Fund for the Filipino people, B 30% for the Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, and to the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. In line with the maturity in 2005 of the loan backup agreements to the Global Monetary Zone and to central banks worldwide, trust and flat accounts have to be restructured, merged, reinvested, moved or removed. Wishing to carry out the instructions to finance the Economic and Social Cultural Council ECOSOC, based on the approved plans and resolutions number 93 LV Article 555763, adopted under resolution number 3442 of 1979 under Economic Zone of UNCTAD v. General Assembly, known as International Law of the Sea, Law of Treaties and Law of Redeemer Resolution number 3362 SV2 4th of 1974. I hereby write to express the Alpha Omega Global Mars Hall Program's readiness to assist in whatever capacity, in order to carry out the spirit and intent of the said resolutions. Under the rules of law, established by the International Court of Justice under Almsted US 277 US 438, those who violate the mutual agreement is punishable in the International Court of Justice, Paris/France, and subject foreclosure and Operation Embargo Act 1807 under the banking law of bailment. Pursuant to the United Nations Charter, Resolutions 108 and 109, and under the Authority Resolution number 93 LV adopted by the Trusteeship Council Convention in accordance with Article 55 providing for the establishment of the ECOSOC 2005 Economic and Social Project. The Alpha Omega World Community Development Mars Hall Program, with UNIDO, UNCTAD, WHO and UNHCR has been designated for the purpose of implementing the World Peace Stimulus and Economic Development Marshall Program. In guideline with this procedure, be informed that these rules and laws are in conformity with the following agreement, treaties and all gents. The United Nations organizations, the International Court of Justice, the Federal Reserve System, the United States Treasury, the Banco Central and Filipinas, the G20 nations countries G8, the Financial Task Force, the International Criminal Court, the International Monetary System, the Vatican/Caritas Mission. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. The International World Bank Settlement Registry, the World Bank Group, the Bank International Settlement, the Bilderberg Organization, the Nasdaq Amex, the APEC countries, the BRICS Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa Organization, the International Security Council UN, the Committee of 300, the Trilateral Commission. The Alpha Omega is ready, willing and able to address and implement the Global Economic Development Mars Hall Program. Origin of Funds, AAA, MCD, 777, Infinite Account, established under White Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Morning Star and King David, RSBLP 120, 005B RSBLP 10, Company Name, RSBLP Group of Companies and Bank of RSBLP Audited Statement are approved forever, and without due opposition. Protest and other negative mean by the United Nations Organization, the Committee of 300 and the World Bank Group. For further information visit www.un.org, www.icjicj.org, www.icc.org, www.worldbank.org, www.fafgafi.org. Respectfully yours. Signed, Mr. Robert E. Lozries, Lachika, Chief Operating Officer, Attorney-in-Fact, Mandate Trustee of TVMLSM 666, Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program, and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. Conformed by His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tellanota GN IV, sole signatory, successor heir of OCTT 01-4, TCTT 408, T498, codename, TVMLSM 666, U.S. Treasury ID, IC 60, 847, 9, Titular Decree Number 0102274OA, Global Funder Trilateral Number 543, 211, 0110, Federal Reserve System ID Number C608, 479, Co-Chairman, the Committee of 300. United Nations, 7th Star Governor General. Member, G20, 23H World LSM Alpha Omega, Member of the Board, Trilateral Commission, Chairman, El Banco Español de Filipino de El Segundo, World Chairman, Alpha Omega Global Mass Hall Program, Member, the International Security Council of United Nations.